Ranger, I would not be surprised with what's all, and we are going to be getting that full mirror matchup.
And it's almost like a fitting selection for our first grand finals of the day that Ranger is, especially now, before those PTS changes come around and change him significantly. There's going to be a lot of players here that are really trying to squeeze every ounce of usefulness out of the Dire Orb, the Telefrag, the sheer damage alone this champion brings to the table. Yeah. Well, I have no doubt about that.
Yeah,
the president of the Shub fan club.
I actually founded it. Founder, chairman, and president.
Back in 1994.
Yes.
That's true facts. True story right there. But either way, so the Galena makes a lot of sense as well, and we can see the BJ just for guaranteed damage output. But with this being our grand finals, Rapha's the favourite. Let's make no mistake, Rapha is the favourite here.
Let's not paint pretty pictures or anything like that. I think Rapha, he's maybe even as far as 80% as it goes, but the thing is, it's a matchup that hasn't happened before. I think Vengeur, if he's got a scary start and he can play confidently, he could actually secure a map win and at least equalize the map scores. After that, that's when Rapha adapts. But we are in map 1 right now. They are getting fast and furious as it stands. 20 health left for Vengeur. That passive's not giving much extra, but Rapha's giving some room to breathe. Vengeur's going to collect some health bubbles.
Rapha choosing not to press the advantage, deciding that the Mega Health is way more important. Confident he can take a fight later and still win it with the new resources he's just granted himself access to. But there's a saying that really is sort of standing true here, where it says, your heroes become your rivals one day. And I really feel like Vengeur has sort of reached that point. One of our absolute youngest players here in the scene, taking it to Rapha, the current best dueler in the world based on PGL, and here he is in grand finals. See if he can pull off this massive win in his home turf.
He's got to watch out here for the LG. If he tries to move past, Rapha is going to try to pin him with the lightning gun. He really wants one of these rockets to land. Tiny amounts of damage. There's the light armor below. He's just checking that it's safe to get it because Rapha could have been trapping it, but he escapes still with some health and not too far away from the type of stack that Rapha's playing with.
Kind of almost resetting the situation, I think, when you look at the stack. Rapha at the very beginning theoretically could have gone in on that 25 health, but now he's going to choose to do it with the dual wield anyway. He can't quite get the spray, and just in the nick of time, can collect the Mega Health. Really fortunate, actually, that rocket knockback just knocked Rapha way too far away to land the LG that he desperately needed. Oh, no.
I feel it was a small mistake, but at the same time, he kind of saves his ass by doing it in case Rapha was thinking about an aggressive push. And Rapha is going to have dual wheel back up in a second, so now he's got to defend, and he's stuck up at the top.
Oh, no rockets. That's the problem. I just noticed he's run out of rocket ammunition.
It's almost good for him to just delay it a little bit longer and see if he can die in a moment. The Mega's taken. He could potentially respawn at heavy, but Rapha's going to be chasing it down anyway. I think that's the only way I could possibly theorycraft. Maybe it would be better if he forced Rapha to come through the teleporter.
Either way, he's going to be swapped onto his Ranger. And that surprise 100, just do the maths. That's going to hurt big time. And now Rapha, unfortunately, that rocket giving him an accidental rocket boost, just doing his hard work for him. And he's now going to get the second frag of this grand finals, forced onto Galena now. Vengeur not really in a position to use the totems for anything other than just self-sustainability at this point. Trying to beat him towards the heavy just in case. Wonderful 100 damage rocket. Excellent damage to finish things off, and he steals the heavy, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to win this fight soon.
Oh, wow! He gets it with the shotgun. He's got a frag on the board, and we're going to be able to see Vengeur continue the round a little bit, not get himself 3-0'd. Just on his first confrontation with Rapha.
Brave play with the limited weapons he has. He only has a super shotgun and rocket for now. Needs a little bit more. I think he's going to go toe-to-toe, but Rapha swapping onto the Galena instead.
Is Rapha going to attack here at the heavy armor? It's down in 2 seconds. Rocket from the start. Oh my god, what a rocket from Rapha. He is down below again. The Great swallows it up, but more directs from Vengeur. He hits it. Oh, did he hit that one there?
I think it just flew over his head. I'm pretty sure, but he's going to get the totem, and that's going to be the beginning of the end. Not only giving Rapha the knowledge, not that he needed it in that close amount of time, but the damage alone will do the job. Round 1 does go to Liquid Rapha.
I think he's looking fairly comfortable at the moment. It looked like Vengeur is maybe recovering from a couple of the nerves of the previous match. We definitely saw some fight from him after when he finally got over to Galena. What I would love to see is if he can get on that aggression a little bit sooner.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? One player plays with emotion and one does not. Rapha has such a just years upon years of experience that he does not really let any emotion show. He is very similar to a Cooler in that effect. You won't see emotion until the tournament is done.
Yeah.
And Vengeur, as a young, passionate player who is ever so hungry to place, you can see it round after round. And that's both good and bad.
Oh, Okay, that was a really good rocket. It kind of forced out a lot of that time of the dual wield from Rapha. Pushing with the tri-bolt, not bad damage. Trying to whittle away some of that overstack. And again, just bits of chip. Watching out for the rockets. Those hourglasses are going to be consumed by Rapha. The thing is, he's got no lightning gun, so it's really difficult for him to push any harder. And he's just chipping, chipping, chipping.
I always feel like in the BJ mirror, I'll favor a BJ that has more armor than health, purely because of that passive, where you can tick to your next 25 health. And the armor just making you so much more annoying to kill, whereas Mega can be sort of just deleted quickly. Speaking of which, Heavy does get snapped up by Rapha, they trade it. Mega for Vengeur, Heavy for Rapha. Both having their dual wield as well.
One rocket left for Vengeur. I've no doubt he's aware of this. Saving one maybe for a potential pop, but there's ammo there.
Only taking 30 damage to secure rocket launcher. Vengeur will take that trade all day, every day. And this sort of slowed down pace, allowing the next set of items to rotate and respawn.
I don't think he's got the heavy machine gun, otherwise he would have been using it just then. Really nice LG from Rapha. He's going to be using the dual wield, and once again Vengeur escapes, baits out the ability. And it looked like they were both going for the mega health for a second. Rapha gets some damage on the item, which is costing some stack. Dual wield is going to get used. He's trying to get as much damage. He's doing decently with the LG. He's so good with that weapon. And Rapha's got to be careful not to underestimate the accuracies he has.
For a split second there, it looked like Rapha was almost allowing the heavy to be taken.
Yeah.
It almost looked like he changed his mind or something similar. But he has been able to survive this exchange regardless. We're reaching halfway through of this map now. Rapha's just got his dual wield activated. In and out. Let's get that mega health and get the hell out of there.
Vengeur's giving up control of these items. He's really trying to maximize damage on the exit of those items. But this is it. He could be on the brink of being a little bit too passive. He's got the dual wield back up. He's done good damage to Rapha, in fact. He might be able to close in for a frag. Light armor goes over to Rapha. He really needed that great push from the American too at the end.
That 175 damage rocket in typical fashion, doing enough damage to just force away.
Super, super early from Vengeur. Rapha, he's looking to fight. Tri-bolt coming in. Vengeur goes through the teleporter, but he still controls the armor at the end of the day. Now he's got the dual wield. We could get first blood of this round for Vengeur. But there's a great amount of damage. Rapha, incredibly impressive this day. But he gets caught around the corner. Vengeur, he's got an advantage with less than 2 minutes to go.
And the rewards are great. He has so much stack left. He got a bunch of those hourglasses now, so he's not going to have to wait a huge amount of time until he gets dual wield back again. And he's in the perfect position to fight for Mega. Rapha going all in, understanding that if he doesn't get the Mega, he's dead. But if he takes it away, at least he has a fighting chance. Unfortunately, did not work out the way he thought. Maybe mistimed it by a second, or just preyed on his dodging ability for that extra second instead.
Vengeur desperately needs some armor. That's a big problem for him. A good jump in from Rapha, that dire orb, whether or not it shoves, it could really be critically wounding.
And given Vengeur's current stack, one dire orb should be able to seal the deal, especially now he's run out of armor. But he's using it to try and re-establish and get the Mega instead, which allows Rapha to be a little bit more risky. The higher the stack a Ranger has, I think the more likely it is they'll try and go for one of those big dire orb plays, because if it misses, at the very least they've done massive damage to you, and they can still outclass you in the stack off.
He's getting himself another light. Health not looking too bad, but look at the overstack that Rapha's got at the moment. There's 50 seconds to go. It's later than when he was versus Ron on Ruins, but he's in danger of playing too passive too soon. Dual wield LG to try and keep Rapha back. He's not going to go with the orb to get in. That is going to be the mega health for Rapha. There's 1 second left until Heavy. He's going to back away just in time through the teleporter. Not a bad rocket. Orb comes in and it still damages Vengeur. He's killed some time. There's 25 seconds left in the round. Rapha is hunting him down.
He needs a good spawn. And he needs a good position. He actually has time where technically we're probably going to get at least one more dire orb from him, but Vengeur is going to be in 100% runaway mode. Uses the teleporter, doubles back and wastes a little bit of time. Going in, trying to actually undo some of the
Whoa!
And the choice to go in was a risky one, Zoot, but it paid off.
Round on the board. Can be relieved a little bit. He's laughing because he's like, that was nuts. But you know, that's what Vengeur does. He's like, dude, you shouldn't be doing it. Don't do that. Oh, it worked.
I can't believe I survived that. Hee.
But that's what I love about Vengeur's game style, because it's like any kind of fundamental understanding of the game anybody has, it's like Vengeur's doing something crazy and different.
Ooh, getting massively out-sniped though, because one has a machine gun and one does not.
Yeah, there was no range for Vengeur just then. Tried to create some sort of fight back there, but that's going to be an early frag for Rapha.
Vengeur using that Teleportation for the orb, try and reposition just a little bit. Has put him in a wonderful position to actually try and fight back, but...
What is this LG that he's hitting?
My God!
What?
That was most interesting.
How LG did Rapha just get? That was bananas.
It has allowed a trade-off at the very least. One champion down each now. But I'm worried about that stack. Rapha's, there's one player in the business that keeps those digits in their head and knows the timing, knows the health. It's Rapha. So if you're weak, there's a good chance he knows it.
Vengeur can get an ammo crate down by the little lava area. He might think about that, but he's hitting all the LG right now, so I don't know how much he's thinking about it. Another direct goes in with the... Oh, this is absolutely nuts. What a rocket from Rapha.
That was well played from both sides, actually, but Rapha kind of having the last laugh and catching a phenomenal respawn on Vengeur, who's really not in a position to fight back besides his rocket, but is it going to come down to the machine gun again? He's got a little bit of health back, and Rapha ready with the super shotgun. That was knowledge. Yeah. Absolutely wonderful read. If he comes up the jump pad here, I've got the right weapon for the job, and that's what I love about Rapha, optimization. Even if he didn't need the super shotgun, and he wasn't where he thought he would be, just in case he was at the jump pad, he had a shotgun out ready.
Vengeur's doing some crazy things with Ranger at the moment. He's trying to break the physics in this game as much as he possibly can. Sometimes it's working for him, sometimes not.
To learn the game, you must break the game.
He's a round away, though, from being 2-0 down in maps. And that's a big mountain to climb. Whether you're on an even start with Rapha anyway. Can he step up?
It's down, going down one map here, and then being in, essentially you have no choice but to take 3 maps straight versus the PGL champion. That's going to be a hard ask. Oh! Yes, everything he can, and just the money shot, smack bang in the middle of that room. That was just perfect.
What a shot. Does manage to land a teeny bit of rocket damage.
He didn't even remotely need most of the damage. He got that. There's the shove.
Well, I think there could be a reshove going on right off the spawn.
It would have been if he just threw the orb in front instead of to the right, then maybe that would have been pretty funny.
Well, this Mega's held up for a few moments. Mega's going to get himself on LG. I think he's just trying to evade Rapha for the time being. He might try and hold on for this heavy armor coming up soon, but he knows he's probably going to have to stop Rapha somehow. He's anxious for the chase, but Rapha is going to give it to him.
Rapha has such an amazing ability to adapt to an opponent as well. We did see that prominently when Rapha faced off against Claws, actually. A player otherwise very hard to contain, and somehow Rapha was able to put a lid on it.
LG, orb there to scare him a little bit. Rapha does have that weapon to use himself. Again, the lightning gun from Vengeur is terrifying. Tri-bolt, great damage, and again, trying to keep it at bay. What an aggressive push, though, from Rapha. I love the way that Rapha adapts to this. Even though he's going low health, it's like he's going to use the tri-bolt again. I'm going to be at the wrong distance for him, and I'm still going to be able to shut down this frag. Rapha's playing so intelligently.
It's almost like his positioning exists to bait Vengeur into a weapon switch. When he knows the weapon's going to be swapped, he's vulnerable for a split second. Uses that split second to get guaranteed damage. It's just this absolute next level awareness here, and Rapha looking more than comfortable in this grand finals.
Yeah, really, really nicely done from Rapha. We are going to be moving over to Awoken next. Is this bringing up any surprises for you? What do you make of this first map that we've seen?
I think it's just gone to show that at the very beginning, there's one thing we always see in common when Rapha plays, especially when he fights an opponent for the first time. Obviously, these guys have not really exchanged matches at all before today. It's a slow start, and it takes Rapha about, I'd say about 1 round, maybe a round and a half to get the download on a general playstyle for an opponent. I feel like he's done that with Vengeur right now, and his counterplay and his general workarounds, once he reaches that level, historically it looks really hard for his opponent to reach that next level back and then get that next level over him. And it kind of looks like that's happening with Vengeur right now. So if Awoken were to go 3 rounds straight, it kind of just confirms this bulletproof style of adaptability that Rapha has in Duel.
Definitely. And Vengeur's now going to be going over to his home map. He absolutely adores Awoken. He considers this his strongest. I think if we're going to see a map win, it's going to be this one. He can do some insane stuff. And some of the most impressive stuff we've seen from him so far has been his rails, actually. I usually see him as a rocket player, maybe LG, but his rails have been unbelievably impressive this time. He's adapted very quickly to the conditions, and he's been playing immensely with it. He's
going to have to play even more than immensely if he's going to want to take this map. This is a horrendous situation. If I were to tell a Quake player, doesn't matter who it is, right, mate, you're in grand finals, yeah, and it's going to be pretty easy to win. You just got to take 3 maps in a row against Rapha.
All right, easy.
It's like that.
Where do I start?
That's an impossible task. But if Vengeur can pull this off today, it will be one of the biggest performances in Quake Champions, I would say.
Yeah,
fresh off Rapha's win at PGL, the fact that Vengeur is the people's champ here in Italy, this crowd wants him to win. But it's such a humongous ask with what he has in front of him.
Is he going to try and do anything nuts, is what I'm wondering from Vengeur.
Playing it safe with BJ first, Galena keeping it safe, and
Okay,
Ranger. He's going to go nice and traditional.
I was thinking maybe like a Nyx there. God, I don't know, pull out the Athena or something crazy.
Ooh.
Keel from Rapha, all right, interesting pick from him. Curious how Vengeur's going to adapt to that one. I know he's definitely had practice versus that champion. He plays a lot versus the likes of the Razy, who's probably the main carrier of that champion, I guess. You can see Silence Ep and Tron sometimes playing him. But I wonder, again, in these conditions, when you go up versus Rapha, who's always got an interesting spin to how it's played, we'll see.
We might be 1 map away from having our first winner of the group stages today, facing off in tomorrow's semi-final against the likes of Kilson and Claws. And if Rapha joins them, he will be well-deserved and very expected. Let's not forget that Rapha is the favourite to win not only this group stage, but potentially the entire tournament.
There's Rapha who actually goes back through the top order, not looking for the rail angle directly on that angle. Sorry, on that position from Nail.
I really like seeing Rapha go with Keel first as well. The fact that Keel begins with all of his grenades is just, if you're fresh off the spawn and you're near one good weapon, be it rocket or lightning gun, it's pretty much all you need.
Well, there's going to be Mega up in a second. Vengeur, he's going to chill there. He can get the rail too. He's expecting Rapha around the corner. He's playing carefully for the moment. He's waiting for a chance where he hears a sound cue. When can he bite? Rapha shows his face. Some good rockets from up above.
Oh my god!
There's the dual wheel though. He can still do some damage. Oh, the rail at the end! Vengeur still comes out on top despite that disgusting LG.
That was scary indeed. My man was just a trampoline at that point, but he's popping the immediate dual wheel. Has to land a shot, but he can't quite. Rapha. Plenty of health left to go and just being as aggressive as can be, knowing he's got the dual wield, and it's more than sufficient there. What a wacky start to the round, Zoo.
Well, we've got the Ranger now from Vengeur. He's going to want to get those weapons sorted out. There's still a couple of seconds until the heavy, but it looks like he's seeking exit damage rather than challenging for the item itself. He's not even seeking exit damage. He actually just gives away that and is now holding this position with Tri-Bolt to keep Rapha away, and he's done good damage with it. Now he might even want to chase over here. This is nuts. He's going to catch him off guard. He looks for the orb, and he manages to secure the kill afterwards.
Just like an absolute Rottweiler right there, just absolutely prepared for Rapha trying to escape. And actually the funny thing, I remember Rapha in his interview earlier today saying that he didn't feel like Dron was ready for certain escape routes. Actually kind of felt like that was the exact same thing there, where Rapha tried to get away, but he was stuck between a rock and a hard place against a very hungry Vengeur, who I think is landing the most ridiculous LG. So much damage, but it's not enough to finish yet. But the shotgun seals the deal. And finally, we get something on the board again.
1-0 for Vengeur. That's good signs for him on his home map. I like what I'm seeing from him right now. He's controlling his nerves. It seems like he's just driven. He's fueled by emotion and determination.
I mean, it can really make you feel one of two ways, can't it? It can push you to be better, or it can push you to make mistakes and be worse. And Vengeur historically has been one or the other, but it feels like today that's not going to happen. I don't want to jinx it, obviously, but I feel like being able to be that confident versus Rapha in these conditions is impressive enough in its own right.
I mean, there's a long way for him to go still.
Exactly.
The story is yet to be written. Right now, it's kind of Rapha really not that close to being in day 2.
I mean,
Vengeur's got
3 rounds
all
away.
hurdles. Yeah. Vengeur slowing down once again. The heavy's going to be up in a second. We're looking for rockets up above. Even rocket jumps towards the heavy position to try and just be any predictive rockets. And now he has rail.
Wonderful patience there from Vengeur. Even though he had the read, he wasn't really able to get the, sort of punishment on deck. And he's going in for dual-wield rails, missing every single one. That's very unfortunate because now he's left so much damage on the table, forced to retreat, while Rapha now is rewarded with this mega. And that was missed shot after missed shot, and just that little rocket dodge for the finesse.
Yes.
Oh, the spawn!
Well, as he's trying to get the shove going, LG comes out shotgun, trying his best to do something. But unfortunately, those rail misses over at upper team might be haunting him still. With Galena, if he wants to slow the game down a little bit, give himself some room to think, to breathe, he could still set something up. There's so much time left in the round.
Yeah, even though no one likes getting, losing so many champions in that quick of a turnaround, the one benefit is that you have a lot of the round to try and recalculate and play things safe. Get some excellent LG. This should be a dead Rapha.
Wow.
Using the pillars to the best of his ability, but really was on borrowed time the second he used that jump pad, and there's the kill.
I'm disgusted by Vengeur's lightning gun.
It has been off the chain today.
It's insulting. I don't know why, but it's horrific to view. Okay, this is nice from Rapha. He's done a lot of damage over here. And now Vengeur can maybe get a taste of his own medicine. He's going to have to heal up a lot. He's got a totem back up in a second. He's going to put it on the teleporter exit.
I like that little bit of doubling up, right? If we're going to heal, we may as well put the totem somewhere where it's going to be costly. And that little turnaround rail. Nice little flick. Vengeur's been doing those flicks all day.
He's expecting Rapha to be over there. Actually, he's kind of got like an advanced read on it. Rocket to rails, good damage. Still 10 seconds to the mega health. Rapha is definitely feeling some pressure. Rocket jump up, it's a beautiful move.
Beautiful, superb. The second he knew the rail was on cooldown, he knew he had a set amount of seconds to rocket jump up there and catch him before he turns around. That's just next level timing from one of the world's greatest Quake players.
I love that he did that versus Ron and Vale, actually. I think it's been incredibly strong from Rapha. A lot of people aren't using that big stack advantage from Keel to like, well, I'll invest some of that actually into making an aggressive push. A lot of people think you kind of don't want to be in such a close fight like that.
Keel's a chunky boy with a chunky stack, and if he's got loaded damage, then why not in some cases? Oh, good grenade. Not really going to initiate. I think Rapha wanted to actually use that to disengage. Ooh.
Okay.
He's like, alright, that was rude.
Spicy.
Out of nowhere.
For the angle again.
Oh my god.
Reactions.
It is those young man reactions that we often see here in Quake with Vengeur. He has been pulling off some insane rails today.
What?
I don't even know how he landed that one. That would have been just daylight robbery if he landed a third one in a row. Rapha not in an unwinnable situation, but the stack's definitely not in his favour. Trying to go into the orb, but yeah, doesn't quite teleport to it.
What?
Too much of a big risk. Wait! What is it going on to? What are these shots?
There's not much health left on the map for him to take. He's looking for the rocket. Just go with the LG, and it's a dead sir. That is so nice from Vengeur. If you can keep hitting rails like that, then maybe dreams can come true.
If that's the catalyst, then so be it. Going for the Mega. He's going to get a little bit of bonus ammo on the rail, actually. Because obviously that's just where Rapha fell. Unfortunately, that missed rail was going to allow him to take the heavy and be very, very stacked indeed. Just, oh my god. It's like he's got a piercing sight all the time.
It's just of those reactions, you just feel it that way, right? And Rapha, I think, starting to respect the rail a little bit, being a couple of rounds into this. Another rail landing.
That was almost a little too fast, that one.
And pressure on the sideline. He knows where Rapha's hanging out at the moment.
Oh, he just caught a glimpse of his character model, so he knows he still has to be there. Oh, the one rocket he goes for is when Rapha leaves. That's wonderful timing, actually, from Rapha, and a good read. Finally fighting back. I think Rapha doesn't even want to give himself an opening.
Wow.
He's really respecting the accuracy of this rail, and by God, he should be.
That's a really nice push from Rapha. Again, those aggressive rocket jumps are catching him by surprise. People often think sort of stereotypically of Rapha as being sort of passive defensive type, but dude, he can bite harder than anybody when he knows when to be aggressive. These rails!
It just feels like you could, it must, like, when you fight a player that is this good with their rails on the defense, it just feels like you can't approach them. Like, Rapha, he's trying to go down for the heavy. He's trying to use his health and armor as basically currency to secure that heavy, to make sure Vengeur can't get it and keep his stack up. But if you're eating rails left, right, and center, it's just, how do you approach a player that's doing it this many times?
Well, he's running a little bit short on ammo on some of these weapons. He's got that light armor next to him. He's going to grab it. 260. There's another rail.
Good God.
I think Rapha might be thinking, am I going versus Claws on Blood Covenant? This is nuts. Dual wield versus dual wield. That is going to be Vengeur getting the better of Rapha once more. He is, staring down the barrel of possibly a 2-1 advantage on Rapha in this map.
Tried to flick that shot versus the Keel. Unfortunately, actually no flick was necessary in that one, but must have been, I think super confident Rapha was going to go for like a last-minute dodge or something similar. That's what a lot of players do tend to do. And showing him, I don't even know how he's finding these angles. I really don't. What is going on? Vengeur, the young blood.
His rails, man. His rails mean business.
Oh, come on, dude.
Good LG damage. He's looking for a rail again. Maybe biting off more than he can chew over here. One more rail. Can you try and finish off this round?
Oh, these shots! The feet! Shot him in his little feet.
The Vengeur burst is coming, man, and he don't give a shit. He's just getting this done, okay?
He's only got one more round. You can actually see there's like a little bit of relief in between each round, but he doesn't lose focus. That's the main thing here, is that he is remaining composed, and by no means is Rapha out. But we can't forget, he has to make 3 maps in a row. Otherwise, he's out of this tournament.
The Vengeur bus is coming, but it could be stopping early.
Well,
we'll see about that.
A lot of stops left to go. This is one of the longer buses that has more stops than usual.
Well, he still needs that railgun, and if I were him, I'd definitely... No, don't dilly-dally around going to other places. Go for that quickly. There could be an orb. He hits him in there. Right behind him. It's a neutral frag.
There's 3 rocket launchers on the floor. Someone's going to have Christmas coming early if they spawn near that one. But either way, Rapha going on to the keel instead. And he's got to be conscious of those rails after how that previous round went. And there it is. 1. Yep, just let's take 1. Let's not overextend. Actually, a good trade-off, because it means he can get a rocket without actually giving Vengeur any information about where he was.
That LG once more, just small period, brilliant rail from Rapha. Can see more, seeing more of those from him would definitely do well to counter the strong rails of Vengeur.
I really like the little bits of optimization as well, where Vengeur, he's making sure he strafe jumps through a teleport, so if there is a prediction rocket, he's going over its hitbox rather than, you know, directly down there to get the 100 damage.
He knows that Rapha's got him nearby, so he's like, oh, that's the timing. And now he's fluffed it a little bit on a couple of major items. Still got a chance to do some good damage. No direct chase from Rapha. He's going to go via LG. Did you hear that jump?
There's a lot of commotion coming off because, of course, it's Keel. Not only the fact that he shoots a grenade, but it's the smack that he talks when he fires one. The Mega gets taken and... Oh, the missed rail allows Vengeur to collect and finish the job. Oh, now he's one champion away from getting a map on the board. So crucial.
What? Okay.
Oh my god. Just like that.
He just took a map. He just took a map right there. We're going to go over to the next one, man.
That was a quick turnaround, and you can see how important that one map was to Vengeur right there. I'm glad actually we have as much player cam on him as we do, and what a final frag!
Yeah.
What a sequence of frags from start to finish. Like that sort of performance, you don't actually really see it that much in tournament when a player is that far down.
Yeah.
It's very easy for them to give up the ghost, to lose hope, they start making mistakes, they start getting tilted. And even though Vengeur has kind of fallen victim to that a little bit himself in the past, he's starting to really turn it around, and he's using it as fuel now.
Like, you know what? There's Everest in front of him. He started climbing it. I wouldn't say he's halfway there yet, but he's making good headway at the moment. However, can nature prevail at the moment? Rapha's got the force of nature. He's got the force of everything. This is still a monumental task.
And with that said, I'm looking at our piece of paper here for the picks. The next map is Vale of Nath.
This is definitely, again, it's so good versus Europeans, in my opinion.
This is very much a Rapha map, I think.
This is a Rapha map. But Vengeur, he can just go a little bit crazy on this map. I don't think even he necessarily knows what he's going to do. It just sometimes happens.
Now, the danger here is that Rapha is going into Vale as a map that he has clearly studied and has had great success with today. It's not the first time we've seen Vale be a real star pick. Razy was able to do the exact same thing against Cypher earlier today. But the question's going to be, is Vengeur prepared for the Vale? Because if he's not, Rapha is going to have an absolute advantage here. And with one map down and a few more left to go, this is a pretty hard task. But if he can win the Vale, I could say he can go the whole way.
What picks are we expecting here on Vale? I think Galena, obviously.
I'd say Keel's guaranteed from Rapha, surely.
Keel guaranteed from Rapha, definitely, yeah. Keel from Vengeur, I'm not sure about.
I think at least one Ranger. I reckon Ranger on this.
I reckon Ranger both sides. I reckon there maybe would be a BJ from Vengeur.
I'm thinking from
Rapha instead of a Keel.
I'm thinking from Rapha, maybe Ranger, Galena, Keel.
I think that makes sense. I'd see that. From Vengeur, Ranger, Galena, and then I'm not really sure.
We still have Nyx in the field.
It could be the Nyx.
Yeah, we still have Nyx. She's not really going to get she's going to get a little bit of mileage out of her wall jump, but it's mainly the ambush ability, the escapability. Very easy to get caught in a bad position on the Vale because of just how many sort of tricky corridors you can take. But if you have the ability to now surprise someone, it's very unlikely that you consistently see and hear the Ghost Walk activated.
I'll be worried if Vengeur picks Kill, because I don't think he's rehearsed enough of that champion. I don't think he should go for that. I don't think he's trying to match what Rapha's doing. I think he should do his own thing. And maybe even a Death Knight.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about Death Knight, but he's very popular. especially on these close quarters maps.
Honestly, Doomslayer, not even too bad, personally. He used to play a lot of Doomslayer, Vengeur that is. So definitely I'm looking between Doom, Nyx, BJ, just not Keel. Obviously we can't have Clutch or Visor guys because they're banned. Could we? I know he's been playing a little bit of Athena. I was playing with him a week or so back.
That would just
and he was doing some hilarious things with Athena, but I don't think he's going to just bring that out here in such a decisive game. That would be...
it would be a very sort of all or nothing pick.
Yeah.
And if he's... Because the thing is, Vengeur is riding the momentum here. It's not Rapha. After such an impressive Awoken, and let's not forget, guys, Awoken is Rapha's favorite map. He has said multiple times in the past. So if you just took Rapha's favorite map off him in convincing fashion, that is pretty much, I think, the best starting point you can possibly ask for. That natural map advantage. If there was no map advantage, this would be a 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
You know, like he is playing incredibly well, but it's definitely not over. By all means, guys in the chat, let us know who you want to win. I want to see if there's
100%.
some EU fans or NA fans. Give us a 1 for Rapha. Give us a 2 for Vengeur. I'll be sure to watch it back. I'm actually super curious. I want to know what the people think.
And if you want to get on that hashtag as well, Luca CG18, that's the one. Let us know your thoughts, guys. This is a very, very hyped game. This is a truly established pro, legend of the game, outright best player in the world by LAN rankings at the moment, comfortably. Going versus an up-and-comer.
This would just be a story of Quake champions.
This is like the Vengeur is part of the next generation of players. You know, you put him among like the Sirius, for instance, that we saw at PGL. He got a breakout performance over there. Then Zron, you know, you could put him there. Vrazy, you could put him there. There's a number of fascinating, interesting young players that are coming through the scene. And Vengeur, he started becoming active late 2017, and he's really not put the game down at all.
And this is basically what a year of grinding will do for you.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's at least 1 year because of playing it at the end of last as well. But when you live and breathe a game because you love it, and you're in an opportunity to place among some of the best players in the world, the fact that Vengeur, there's got to be a level of surrealness here for him. That he's surrounded by, you know, he's in the same bracket as Cooler,
I know,
Cypher, Rapha, Kilson. Like, what's going on?
I know his first LAN this year in 2v2 DreamHack Tour, that was exactly his feelings. He was like, man, I'm at a LAN with legends that I've been looking up at. This is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. But let's find out if this is nuts. If we are now in the champion picks, I think we've got a good idea what Rapha's picking. Keel at the end. And what's Vengeur going to go for? BJ. Okay, so he does go for BJ. That's fair enough. There's a number of possibilities there, and it is going to be Keel, as we suspected from Rapha.
Oh, I'm excited. I am excited. This has been a wild grand final so far.
You know, I've still got up in it. I think if I were to predict this map, I'd probably go 3-1 for Rapha. That would be, I think, a normal prediction I'd feel quite safe with.
It just feels to me like
anything can happen.
I think Rapha has the advantage here. You know, he has clearly prepared this map, and he's had great success using it before. Vengeur needs to be 100% ready. He needs to make sure he's ready to tackle the Veil and Rapha on the other side as we go into what could be our final map in the Group A Grand Finals of the Italian Esports Open. Definitely Vengeur on a lifeline, but if he wins this map, we are dead even and going to our decider.
He did get the Mega side spawn, so he can get that upper control straight away. He's going versus the Galena. He doesn't have to worry about totems immediately, but he's going to know that at least one totem's gone down already. But this is interesting. He's just keeping the space going. If he pushes through, he's going to bite.
Now there's the knowledge. One totem down, but to get rid of the totem did cost you one rocket or rail in return.
And that totem's come up already. Orb come through. He does get on the same spot as Rapha. He can't go through the teleporter though. Oh, what the hell was that?
Threading the needle is what that was.
That was awesome.
Vengeur back up to his regular stack. Just collected a rail, so now he can start to fight back from range, not getting bullied from the distance like he was before. I'm wondering if Rapha's even going to give him a chance.
What's going to happen on Heavy? Looks like Rapha's going to get that comfortably. Vengeur has gone up the bounce pad, and he's going to be able to get the upper position, so he gets rid of the totem. Rapha comes right back through, gets another totem down. There's a light armor. Vengeur's stack doesn't look too bad, and now he knows there's no totems there, probably at least for another 20 seconds, depending on hourglasses that are taken. Ooh, great shot.
Yeah, wonderful vertical rocket. The second one's going to some damage, but it's definitely not enough to really deter Vengeur at all. He's going to now try and hold this high ground right as this Heavy's about to respawn, but tries to go for that sort of cheeky little angle, and Rapha actually going in for the offense, forcing the Dire Orb out. Maybe even used trying to turn. Oh my god! How did Rapha survive that?
That was a lot of damage just then, but fortunately Rapha reacted quickly. There was a totem gone down. Amazing railing from Rapha. And Vengeur, he could be living on a borrowed time right now. Low HP, but he's got the lightning gun out. He loves the weapon. Rapha waiting to be able to predict the rail up the bounce pad. Rocket jump misses. There could be an escape route at the moment for Vengeur, but he can't go to heavy. He's got nothing to work with.
I mean, don't step in the acid. That's all I'm saying. Not even. Don't even give a single. Oh god.
Whoa.
And he's been actually. I like Vengeur's movement because he's always dangerously close to the acid, and as weak as he is, he doesn't want to give up a single second. Oh no!
The acid destroyed it.
He threw it on the acid. Poor guy. We'll just pretend we didn't see it.
Yeah, well, he's got himself 100. Never mind, he doesn't.
Right. Crucial armor pickup.
Totem.
Not going to deter him though, and just force through the totem. So much damage taken. He's so weak, and he's got to be looking for a rail shot. Surely.
Wow, he actually pushes through that choke point. That's actually pretty nuts. How the hell is he going to fight his way back onto this? He's managed to get that lower light armor. Rapha misses a rail. This could be a tiny opener, but Vengeur's stuck on this side. What are these rockets that he's hitting? He hits the rail and turns it up.
I actually cannot believe he landed that shot. That was absolute insanity right there. But I mean, it's just, that's a Vengeur play. His accuracy is phenomenal today. And he hits 2 rails in a row. Can he hit a third? Nope, swaps to the LG because that's all we need. Gets a kill, and you said you wonder if that missed rail is going to be the beginning of the end, and it has been so far. What on earth is going on?
Well, can Vengeur keep himself settled here in this last minute and a half of play? At least on round 1.
This is, the fact this is even round 1, but the fact Vengeur has fought back. The composure of this guy today has been really mind-blowing, I have to admit. But this is just round 1. Like, we have not even begun to scratch the surface of this map yet.
Brilliant push here from Rapha. Oh, misses. Can you get one more rocket out? Not quite. Rapha is going to continue to have a huge stack. Vengeur's going to have BJ left. He gets on LG, but he needs to get out of here somehow. There's very little for him to work with. LG, dual wheel, but it's not enough to hold on. Round 1 is going to go to Rapha.
And he's just going to be confident in the stack there. He knows that he's going to have an LG, and he knows he's going to have to deal with the dual wield. But he did such an amazing job of bullying Vengeur away from all the power-ups or the pickups at the very beginning that when the dual wield takes place, if he's just confident in his aim, it doesn't matter. It's still an honest, straight-up 1v1. And in this case, he's going to win it. The Galena Mirror to begin things in the second round. But Vengeur, nice little bit of positioning here, really forcing Rapha away.
LG, though, is vicious from him. He's now looking for the shotgun blast. He gets one. Both of them fighting each other here.
Oh, how's one health! That's got to be 1 HP. Oh, my God. Rapha, the boy. How did he survive that?
Wait, he's right next to him. There's rockets still coming down on him. Vengeur, he's got 100 health, 50 armor, looking for a rail. That would have secured the kill. Rapha's going to try and go up, get himself that mega position again. Heavy has been taken by Vengeur, but he's pushing in. Rockets, 5 health left, and he gets the splash to go. There's the mega health as a reward.
The fact that Rapha even managed to survive beyond that first fight is ridiculous. Genuinely, 1 HP, and he's not going to give him at all the height for that vertical rail. Let's just try and stay a little bit safer for now.
I'd like Vengeur to hold on to this position a little bit till he gets that totem. Oh, never mind that. He's going to get pushed through. 2 seconds. He's a little bit early for this. Grenade's going. He does get it now. Totem goes down, but it's down on the... Oh, no, it's not on the ball floor. He's low HP. Oh!
Oh,
so
God.
close.
These defensive spam from both the grenades and the rockets has been super fruitful here, actually, for Rapha so far. And I actually love the fact that even in that initial engage, he shot a rocket slightly to Vengeur's right. In fact, obviously, he kept him in place. That allows the grenades to hit way more guaranteed.
Timing. Savage timing. Is there a light armor there? Maybe it was taken by Rapha.
Vengeur's going to do everything he can to keep a hold of this lead. A lead against Rapha does not come regularly. Did the 100 damage, but it's undone.
What a shot here.
Immediately undone.
Oh, Ranger comes out, always presents an issue, always forces a player to give respect. Entry rail now from Vengeur. He's actually finding a little bit of tri-bolt damage. Rapha has to edge away, there's a couple of seconds to go. Orb does do a bunch, the tri-bolt not landing though, and that is going to be Rapha securing another kill. He's looking at a 2-0 advantage.
This is just the eternal risk reward about those aggressive die roll plays. If you don't get the damage you're looking for, you're really just gonna get destroyed point blank because you have nothing to defend yourself with. And unfortunately, Vengeur has fallen victim to that multiple times on this map. But if those two plays with Ranger just worked out, then it's a complete flip of momentum. He is a comeback champion through and through.
Trouble on a hit. He doesn't get a little bit splash over there. He's dropping down. It's so aggressive. No. And the pineapple is going to finish him. Now there's a 2-0 recovery here for Vengeur. His back is against the wall.
He has no choice but to take 3 consecutive rounds against Rapha right now after not even going convincingly down, but down nonetheless. On top of the fact that he has to win this map, otherwise he's out of the tournament. The situation he finds himself in is not a favorable one.
What is this LG that Vengeur keeps saying? This vertical LG, he's still pushing in, he's running low on ammo, so he's going to have to pull back, but it's just very good pressure to apply.
This is the LG of a man that wants to stay in a tournament, that's what it is.
It's one of the things that definitely stands out. He's going to hit a totem here. Oh, yeah, hate to see it.
Well, the problem as well is just how much knowledge it's going to give Rapha. But he just used a teleporter. Brilliant. I now know he's going to have heavy.
He can't go, don't go through the teleporter again. LG trying to pick him up through the air. He's going to realize now he can't keep making those mistakes with the totem. There's going to be the rail for him.
It's a lot of stack that you want no part in allowing the opponent to take away from you. Particularly when it's a Galena mirror and you're both kind of having this war of attrition. So far, that teleport, I mean, the totem's not really going to grant him a huge amount here, but Vengeur's got to play this one so carefully, but it's what we worried about this map. Like, there's a reason that Rapha has been picking this map all day. He is so prepared for it.
Yeah.
Even these small micro decisions, like his knowledge of the spawns, has been super impressive as well. One frag is not going to be where it starts. It's the snowball effect that comes after it.
Totem's a weird choice by Vengeur over there. He's at 100-100. He can't relinquish control for too much longer. I think the only main good thing he's been doing is ensuring he gets rid of at least those... the totems at a position, those teleporter exits. Whether it's with his guns or with his body. He's getting rid of them, man.
And there's the audio cue for another time. The second he heard the totem get placed, he knows that Rapha's nearby. Getting impressive. Watch out for that jump pad. That's one of the worst places to get caught on the Veil.
There's a push here from Rapha. What a rail. There's going to be a totem that he can put down and heal up a little bit if needed. There it is. Yeah,
and it's actually wasting a valuable second having to turn around. You'd be surprised how costly that can be against someone like Rapha. And now, it just feels like Rapha has more control.
Oh, drop.
God!
What a drop from him. Vengeur wasn't expecting it, not until the rocket landed. There's the flaming totems, man. This is so difficult to come back from. Galena is fully set up here on Veil. Vengeur, I think he's got to turn up the heat. He's got to do something absolutely crazy.
You wonder if it's going to come down to a crazy die roll play, but the problem he's facing right now is, you know, if you want to deal with this horrific stack that Rapha is looking at, you want a die roll, but an insta-kill would undo the damage, or at least get so much burst that you can take him out as well, but unfortunately, forced to use the die roll just to not die on the jump pad. That's gone for a long time, and while it's gone, there's no way Vengeur's going to re-engage, so Rapha establishes even more control. And ooh, what a play that would have been. Oh, keeping the speed, I like it.
Okay.
That was actually really sick.
LG on LG, it's 1 second left until Omega's taken. Vengeur does get a hold of it, but he's so low on health. The teleporter's going to be used. Rapha thinks twice about chasing through. He's find him again! Ranger is down, and just the BJ left for Vengeur.
This is such a scary position, Zoo. Even though he's been playing so out of his mind in this grand finals, particularly on Awoken, I just don't know if this comeback is possible. It's so much work, under so much stress.
There's one rocket on the teleporter exit. If you can hold on to that mega health, oh, that's a brilliant rocket. Oh my god!
My word.
And there's the totem right down at the bottom.
He is dangerously railable. One sick rail with no armor. That's all it's going to take now. He got a little bit of health and armor on deck. Still 2 rails away from being taken out. Or one good ambush. And this tournament's going to be over.
He really needs lightning gun. He's got 1 minute and 15 to get 2 kills. This is against all odds right now.
This would be a Cinderella story if he takes this map with how much work he's having to do, but Rapha is just, he's just not giving him an opening. He's making it so difficult and impossible, and Vengeur, railable. Watch out, especially now.
There's got to be a push from Rapha. He's just got to shut this one down, and he does do it. Rapha, he's going to be going over to day 2, taking out Vengeur 3-1.
And there it is. One half of today's grand finals. has concluded. Rapha moving on versus Vengeur, but it's got to be said, you know, in the chat, the people at home, wherever you are, you got to give it up for Vengeur. The journey he's had today has been most impressive. Rapha, of course, being the man of the hour, but Vengeur, a perfect example of what young blood in Quake Champions is shaping up to be.
Oh no, I think he's going to be buzzing to get that map win, and I think the fact that he managed to get to this position from going through the lower bracket, that shows huge mental fortitude. I think he can go away from this tournament feeling that he's delivered well. He's obviously not got what he wanted. He wanted to go to day 2. He wanted to go all the way here in Italy, but this is a great stepping stone for him between now and DreamHack Winter.
And I mean, it's the fact that his opponent was just as cutthroat as Rapha is, but I believe we have an interview for the winner. Take it away.
That was the victory that a lot of us were expecting backstage, but the manner of the win was perhaps a little bit less expected. I think New Blood definitely didn't go down without a fight. First things first, a couple of words for Vengeur?
Just keep at it, buddy. Just keep your head up and keep working on your game.
He dared to take a map off of you, but he also looked supremely good during the process. Like, there were glimpses of just ridiculous levels of play. It just didn't quite sustain, and maybe this is a classic tale perhaps of emotion versus experience, like we were talking before the match. You didn't let that phase you. From watching you play, it didn't even look like there was any sort of reset. It was just very calm, very methodical, and very clinical at the end of the match.
Yeah, I was trying to do my best to just read what he was doing and counter it and stay calm, because the more calm that I stay, the better that I'll play. And even though, like, Unawoken was one of those games where I was playing well enough to win, but he was playing his literal best, and it was going to take a lot for me to beat him there, and he played phenomenally. And I just knew, like, going into the next map, just had to reset it and shake it off, and just know that you know, I'm really good on Veil, and even despite that, like, he actually played it very well, a lot better than I thought he would. And but yeah, I just tried to make sure every decision I was making, I had an out, or that like, when I should push, I just trusted it. Like, even if he ends up killing me, I'm making sure that the push I'm making is like a 90% chance for me, and if he pulls out a miracle, then that's on him, you know?
And now, of course, you're into the Final Four. We still have one more match to determine who's going to join you. Do you personally have any predictions about who it might be?
Do you know who won? I don't know.
I actually need to double check that myself now that I think about it. I've only got one of them in my head, but we'll find out in just a moment, and we'll also get to see, of course, the winner of the next decider match as well, which is exactly what we were discussing on stage next. While we get that set up, analysts, over to you to break that match down.